Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully this is recording my audio. So let's jump into it. You're going to go to the posts section on the website. This is where all the blogs are located. And then, so let's just use, let's use either interior home painting or painting bricks as an example for this lesson. We'll just do interior home painting since that's probably the easiest here. So we're going to hit edit. It'll load this post up. I don't know why it's not showing though. There we go. It just took a second to load. Cool. Okay. So here, everything is just in the current paragraph text. So that's going to be one of the first things for SEO to probably adjust and get a better score. But already it's telling you over here on the side, 63 out of 100. Here's the keyword that we put in, interior home painting. This is the key we're trying to optimize for. And here it's saying focus keyword used inside SEO meta description. Edit snippet. Here's your title. Here's your permalink. Here's your description. Everything right here under this basic SEO tab is pretty much connected to this preview section right here. And the way to get these things to get the check mark is probably editing something in here. So how SEO works is if this is our focus keyword, interior home painting, everything on this blog article has to pretty much mention interior home painting. So in the title, interior home painting. In the link, interior home painting. In the description, here it is, interior home painting. That's why we have a green check mark on all these. It has this question mark here where if you're confused why something isn't scoring, so for example, content is 794 words long, good job, question mark, it's going to tell you what you need to get a better score. I don't really care so much about these length. Length is the least important thing to me. Actual content is more important than length. But here, let's look at some of these other ones. So focus keywords not found in subheadings. So currently on this blog, there are no subheadings. Everything is set up as that paragraph, like I was saying. So we're going to go over here. This should be a heading. So we're going to label this H2. Technically, the title of the page is H1. So all of these are now going to become H2. Maybe this one could have been H1. There should only be one H1. That's why I'm kind of hesitant. Let me go see how this page actually looks, just to see how the design of the site is. This is one of the reasons why I'm we should rebuild your site. There's no way to really adjust some of these things. But here, is it saying H1 or H2? It is H1. Okay, so this is some of the more advanced SEO stuff. But here, never use H1. Only use H2 in these blog posts. So I'm going to change all of these things right over here to H2. You could do H3 or H4, but it's just better. There's something called content hierarchy, and that's a whole other lesson tutorial in its own self. Right now, we're just talking about RankMath. So now we got some H2 headings. You'll say it says focus keyword found in the subheadings. That's because interior home painting is right here in one of these headings. Next, it's going to say focus keyword is found in image alt attributes. That's interesting that it's saying that. I'm assuming that might be... That one's weird. That one's going to be hard to adjust sometimes. Don't worry so much about that. That's a difficult one. This explains it here. Currently there isn't. I don't know how it's saying that we did it when there's no image on the post itself. But typically what you would do is you would insert a photo onto here. This is just I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't worry too much about those. That's something called alt text. I can help with that if you feel like that's kind of the farthest you've gotten with one of these things. Keyword density, that's way more important than alt text. This is just saying there's very low amounts of interior home painting throughout. So if we said, for example, have a good look around your home. That's probably not a good spot to fit it in here. I'm just trying to see where we can sneak in the term interior home painting. So our craftsmanship and attention to detail is second to none when it comes to interior home painting. That's adding an additional keyword. You'll see here now we got a yellow check mark, keyword density is 0.5. We just got to add it a few more times to get that to a green light. This is just saying the URL. No outbound links were found, linked to external resources. So no Oh, I did say we're linking it to things on our website. That's probably here. This is linking, yeah, it's linking to the quote page. But for example, it's good to link to other relevant websites. So if you're mentioning something specific, I'm trying to see here in this article, if you are mentioning anything specific, there's not much. Like in the context, sometimes like people will talk about a specific brand of paint, and then I'll just link to that brand's website. For example, like Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams. Here's just what we could do as an example. I'm just trying to see where it would sneak in. This isn't typically what I would do. I'm only doing this for the sake of a live demonstration, but you could use Danny as an outbound link, and then you link his LinkedIn right here. Be very, like, normally this is, I'm not saying to do this on every blog post. Like, I want to make that very clear. But if we link Danny here on LinkedIn, that would be an outbound link. It's not the best for SEO though, because what are we talking about in this blog? Interior home painting. Is Danny Samuelson interior home painting? No, he's not. He's just a person. So ideally, we want to link to something that's relevant to interior home painting. But just in a quick glance of this, I'm not seeing anything specific to link out. Let me show another example. We use dustless sanding equipment. So for example, you could say we use dustless sanding equipment by someone, and then link to that someone's website. I don't know who you guys are using though. That's why it's so hard for me to do this as an example right now. Is like, I don't know what you guys are using for products or other people. All I know is Danny. That's why my mind immediately like went to this as an example. But yeah, you want to link to other places outside of your website, and you want to link to other places on your website. So if we're talking about interior home painting, something else you could do is write, also feel free to learn more about interior painting here. And when I say here, what I mean is interior painting. Grab that link if it wants to. Come over here. And then we will add interior painting. Boom. And there's another inbound link right there. Okay, cool. So we have that. You haven't used this focus keyword before. We never want to use the same focus keyword in other blog posts. There should only be one time we ever use a keyword. Something else to mention too is landing pages like cabinet painting and interior painting, they take priority for keywords. Like if we're optimizing for cabinet painting, we'll never use cabinet painting on a blog post. We'll use something like painting kitchen cabinets or cabinet painting with an additional keyword attached to it. So best cabinet painting would be an example of a blog post keyword. And I'm trying to think if I forgot about anything else. Title readability. I don't care so much about this. This title readability is kind of bogus. It's not too important. And same thing with this content readability. I wouldn't worry. Well, actually, you know what? This is kind of good. I haven't seen this before. At least one paragraph is long. Consider using shorter paragraphs. Right here, it's just saying this is a long paragraph. What I did to get it highlighted was this. I clicked this. This is kind of nice. I don't normally see this on here. This might be a new feature that they added, but at least one paragraph is long. All that's saying is this is a little long. Let's split it up. Boom, boom, boom. Split it up. Cool. We're using short paragraphs. Go ahead and update. We didn't do too many changes, but I think we started off with like a 62 or 65, and we went up a few points now after doing some of these things. I typically shoot for B or better. B or better is what I'm going to ask you to do as well. I'll even take C or better. Like a score in the high 70s is way better than we're at currently. So I hope that helps you get started. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But ultimately, these question marks right here are going to be your best friend in kind of determining, like, if you're stuck on one of these, how do you fix it? How do you go about it? So, but yeah, I'm also here to be a resource. Hope that helps. Adios.